One of the pioneers in this in India was Sir Sayyid Ahmad Khan. His tafsir, he tried to put on this basis. And what's scientifically explainable is the reality, and that the reality of religion. The reality of religion cannot be against scientific reality. In other words, if something is wrong in terms of science, it cannot be right in terms of religion. Explaining further, he made science the touchstone of reality, by which reality will be defined, and not the word of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as the basis on which reality will be defined. Our understanding is that the basis of reality is the word of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Anything that confirms that is real. Anything that does not needs to be altered, changed, or we wait in time till things change. Quran had talked in Surah Yasin about the sun and the moon going along the paths. It took centuries for even Muslim scholars to understand this. Because, as I said earlier, many of these philosophers were banking on the Greek mythology and the Greek body of knowledge that was translated to Arabic, and that knowledge included medicine sciences. And the theories that they had regarding the stars and the heavenly bodies, they had no concept of what Quran was saying. And yet our Muslim philosophers went by what Greek philosophers said. And they can't try to interpret Quran the way Quran was desirous of. So this notion to explain Quran in terms of prevailing theories itself is flawed, because we don't know the end of the time as yet, and we don't know how much science is going to progress before the world ends. Okay. And what seems to us to be right may prove wrong 10 years down the road, 20 years down the road, 50 years down the road, 100 years down the road. Then what? You're going to keep changing the traditional Quran every time? And just to say that since we don't find a scientific proof of what Quran says, it is not authentic, it's a fallacy. There are many theories and many aspects that we see around us for which no scientific proof exists. One aspect of Pythagoras' theorem was solved a few weeks ago. And that theorem was how old? Centuries ago. And that had inspired these high-speed calculations that can be done on the computers. That aspect was, I didn't go into details because I was not interested in it. But what I read was that it was not understood fully till a few weeks ago. And there were many other things that what we believe to be right today may turn out to be wrong. In other words, as Allama Tabatai wrote in the preface of his Mizan, that when we are looking for tafsir of Quran, we should discard all preconceived notions and go in the direction that the Quran takes us, rather than having preconceived notions and trying to fit the words of Quran in that body that we have construed for ourselves. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad.